Hi everyone, welcome all of you to today's marketing class, new product development. We're going to see, generally we may be seeing we just very casually we will be watching many products and services in the market, but every company at some point of time, certainly plans its own way to come into the market with the new products. Why new products are required for the companies, and how the new product is designed, and how a new product idea gets materialized, and why some new products get failed in the market, and some products are very much successful. We're going to look into all these things, clearly. So welcome all of you, and keep in mind, uh, when we say like new product development, don't think that it's a product which has never been existed in the world. It's not like that. That's called invention is different from innovation. Innovation is something like, let's go through the definition first. Any process or product which influences or changes the consumption cycle of consumers can be treated as an innovation. So innovation is something which makes a product come into market with some alterations, with some modifications. So, but the basic product will be already existing in the market since long. But invention is something. It's a product. It's a product which comes to the market, which the world or market has never seen. So that kind of products come into the market, or they make their appearance in the market once in a while, once in decades or century. Like Android phone, it was an invention. Like mobile, and when it was first invented, when it has first come into the market, it is an invention. But once a mobile phone has come, some advanced features have added to that, and some other products have come into the market. They are called as innovations only. So innovations basically, like they are just the iterations done upon the existing products in the market. So it's nothing more than that. But invention is something very different, and that happens once in a while, very once in a while. And so now, when I say like new product development, when I say new product development, you just keep in mind like it's an innovation, and it's something, some different version of the product that comes to the market. It doesn't mean that new product is not an invention. Invention also will be called as a new product, but that happens rarely. So generally, in the marketing sense, when we speak about, in a normal period of time, when I say like new product, new product, understand that's a product which is coming into market with some new features. And let's see what new product development is. Development of original products, product improvements, product modifications, and new brands through the firm's own R&D efforts. This is called as new product. So it's something, see, it makes you clear. It's an original product. It can be an original product, like which is the result of inventions. And it can be simply like product improvement, which is called as innovation. Product modification, again innovation. And new brands, again innovations. And through the firm's own R&D, like firm's own research and development department will put some efforts, and this type of product will come into the market. So as I said, like nowadays the new products are just the iterations done upon some existing products. And there is a model, like generally in practical sense, the companies nowadays are using scamper model. This model, if used, uh, getting of idea about a new product is will become a simplistic thing. It's that, you can substitute a product that can be a new product. You can combine some products, or you can combine some features of different products, that will be a new product. And you can adapt something that can be a new, so you can modify it, simply just make some modifications in it. That will be a new product put to another use. A product will be used in the market for some purpose, for some use, that will be just designed. But you identify or invent, or it's that, make the people or convey to the people that this product will be used, can be used for some other purpose, that will be called as a new product. And even you can eliminate some features, that can be a new one. And reverse or rear, in all these things, scamper model gives you a little clarity about, how a new product looks like in the market. And yeah, just a new product, generally we can understand, it can be understood in three ways. A new product can be new product, called as new product, when it is new to the company, but it's not new to the market. So a company which has so far never produced a product, and it is first time it is producing a product, that can be called as a new product, but that will be there already existing in the market. That's a new product for the company. And sometimes new product to the market but it's not new to the company. A company, suppose in a different area, like in a different country or different continent, it may be marketing it, producing it, but for the first time it's producing and commercially launching a product in a market, so far where it has never existed. That can be called as a new product. So in a third type is that a product is new to the company as well as to the market. Then it is called as a new product. That's called the invention. It's a result of invention. And there are as we see, like as we already have discussed so many times, in management everything should be a process, should be considered as a process, step by step process, in order to yield good results. If we want to have if we want to yield or crop or bag good results out of our activity, that should be made as a process, a step by step process, which is scientifically done. And even some people are mostly, like people have in general practiced this process of new product development, you know stage process, new method. Like it has some steps. If a company follows all these steps in a hierarchical manner, in a strict manner, there are less chances of getting failures. Let's get into the stages first. The first stage is called idea generation. Next is idea screening, and next is a concept development and testing, and marketing strategy development. Next is business analysis, and next is the sixth stage is product development, and the seventh one is test marketing, and the last is commercialization. Let's look into each step one by one. Idea generation, like keep in mind, like behind a big brand or behind a big product in the market, behind a product which is enjoying huge success in the market, there is a beautiful idea. So every big product which is a grand success in the market nowadays, we see, is just long ago was a simple idea. So just getting an idea, a fine-tuned getting a beautiful idea, a nice idea, which can be transformed into a beautiful product in the market, are the good ideas. And this type of ideas only will be taken up by the companies and give shape to that idea as a product. So getting idea is the first crucial step for any company whenever it wants to go for a new product development process, new product development. So in idea generation, like where from the company gets ideas, like companies generally will have different sources. Companies will have internal sources as well as external sources. For our general understanding or clear understanding, we can divide it into two types. Internal understanding, like internal sources, the people who are working in connection with the company are called as internal people. And all these people, right from the employees and some other people, like employees working in different departments, maybe like R&D people, all these people are freely invited to give them their ideas about a new product. So this is called the internal idea, which comes freely to the company. And sometimes some big companies like Apple or 3M companies will be giving incentives for the people who give good ideas to their employees. Incentives or promotions or some other things, some promoting them to good designations, like that. Next, external sources also are there. Like who are there? Like people, the customers, the ultimate uh, people who are going to have the product and use the product are the customers. And these customers are really abundant source or beautiful source for giving new product generation ideas to the companies. So companies will generally approach them, the customers, for beautiful ideas, and they will fine tune it later. And next, even the competitors, by watching the competitors continuously and constantly, you may get new ideas, like watching their products and how they are developing it, all these things. We already have discussed that scamper model tells you to add, by adding some features or eliminating it or modifying it or putting it to different use, something like we can make a new product. So competitors also are the good sources of ideas for the new product. And even the distributors are the distributors and suppliers are the people who are continuously, they are there in the field of supplying the product to ultimate consumers, and they'll be in touch with the consumers, and they'll be with a big repository of what customers choices are there, and they'll have an idea, like if a product comes in a different way, like that will be grand success. So they can advise the companies, for the new product development. So these are the areas, like these are the two types of sources from where company gets normally ideas for new product development. when that in the new idea generation stage, the company will be, with huge many or great many or large number of ideas with it. But we have to keep in mind that not all the ideas are good products. Not all the ideas cannot be just leading to good ideas, so good products. So we have to screen them in the later stage, in the next stage, in the idea screening stage. We are going to weed out or remove the ideas, or not delete the ideas, or we're not going to touch the ideas which are not going to give shape to good products. Product development costs increase substantially in later stages, so poor ideas must be dropped. So it's not a child's play to give shape to uh, every idea and make it a product, because it's cost oriented. Like everything matters in terms of money and time and huge resources. Moreover, the life of the company is this. So not every idea will be considered to develop into a new product. So some time is invested to check whether this idea leads to a product or not. And ideas are evaluated against criteria, most are eliminated. So some criteria will be there, some factors will be there for the companies, why the company wants to develop a new product. They'll consider their vision, mission, objectives, and profitability, expansions, or to be market leaders, whatever it is. They keep their objectives in mind, and they choose the type of idea it is. Whether this idea is going to facilitate them to in reaching their objectives, they'll consider. Otherwise they'll just discard it. And so here the company has to keep in mind that every company or many companies will be just stumbling with making of two types of errors. One is that stop error, and the second one is go error. What is stop error? Stop error is that some idea is one idea is that idea is a promising idea, which leads to a good product, which gives shape to a good product. But the people who are there in the screening stage, they may by mistake, or with their lack of good experience or understanding of what market and product is, they may discard that idea. So that going to, when we discard an idea as a bad idea, and this is called as stop error. But we are stopping an idea to be turned into a product, and this is called stop error. And go error, like sometimes we misjudge an idea, and we believe that wholeheartedly, like this idea is going to give shape to a promising product in the market. So we just say okay, and this can be moved into the later stage. So we are considering a bad idea as a good idea, and choosing it for the new product development. This is called as go error. So these two error, there are chances for making these two errors, and the company has to keep in mind in this stage. And the second stage, when the idea is, when suppose 100 ideas are there in the first stage, and in the idea screening stage they will be just reduced to a minimal number, and these ideas will be taken into the third step. And what going to happen in third step to all these ideas which have been through in the idea screening stage? Let's see that. And in the third step stage, concept development and testing. It's that concept development is so far the ideas are there on the tables of the top management, and they are just ideas, like they are written in a piece of paper, and they design a kind of, they knit a kind of story around the concept, and they make it as an intangible product. It's a product. They create a kind of storyboard around the idea and make it as a product, and just the story will be just told to the customers, or some customers will be invited, and specifically some group of customers will be selected, and even the employees of the company, they'll be just given the story, like, and how this idea looks like as a product. They narrate the story of the product, and they can make the customers or the employees of the company, or the people who are the people who have been selected for this concept development and testing stage. They want the people to feel the product as if as a tangible product, and they take all their feelings, like the merits and demerits, and their preferences will be taken, and they are the people who are undergoing the experience of a future product. In the concept stage, they'll give you the feedback about the product, and their feedback will be considered if it is valid. Concept development creates a kind of detailed version of the idea, stated in meaningful consumer terms. That's what it is. Some people will be selected, and they will be explained this idea as a concept. Concept is something here we have to understand, like as though it is an intangible stage right now, and the people will be just made or accept requested to analyze it or understand it as an tangible product with their storytelling. And concept testing asks the target customers to evaluate the product. Is that they'll the people who are there in the concept testing, they'll give their feedback, and their feedback will be taken, and fine tuning it or making the adjustments, or considering the feedback of the people. The NPD people will get into the fourth stage, marketing strategy development. So now the strategy, now the new product idea has passed the concept stage, and the company has now a beautiful concept in its hands, and it has to understand as if the idea has been made as a product, and around the product, all the company's marketing strategy is to be developed, like in terms of the target market, to the which market is, or which market segment is suitable for this product, and how the product will be positioned is a beautiful positioning strategy of the company. How the sales should be, and what size of share is to be targeted for this product, and profit goals, however the profits they want to reap with the help of this product. And they have to everything, they have design all the marketing mix will be considered, like product, price, place, promotion, all four pieces will be considered, and they have to jot down or list down what are all their expectations, and how these expectations will be met, and their policies and their marketing strategies will be just you know architecture, yeah, on a paper, like it's that how the product is to be made, and what kind of shape it should be, like to whom, how it is to be priced, like what kind of pricing method or strategy they have to follow, and which market segment is to be targeted, how the positioning is to be done, and to be effective, and what kind of communication is to be crafted, a design, and to whom it is to be, like how, what is the distribution channel that they have to adapt, whether the intermediaries, or some other, like online, directly from directly pushing the product from company to consumers, whatever it is, some novel distribution tactics or techniques or something. So even what are the goals that the company has on this new product, everything, this marketing strategy is to be developed around the concept. And next, business analysis, like how these sales will be, the cost, the what is the cost of production, profit projections, and everything will be just analyzed. And if they feel like positive, like it will be just passes through the final. No, we can't say the final, like that really gets into the shape of a product. Like in the product development stage, prototype will be just selected. Now, even now, the concept or the idea is not mass produced into the product, like, but some products will be just produced, or some prototypes, are the replicas of the product will be just produced, and that will be tested on some people, as it is, as in the case of previous stages, like some a specific group of customers or the employees will be just selected, and they'll be just invited, and they'll be just given the product. Initially the concept was explained to them, but now the physical product will be given to them, and then they are requested to use it, and their feedback will be just collected. They'll pass the comments on it, whether if they are okay, like whatever the modifications they say, then they will be just embedded in the product and making it fine tuned, and we're going to move to the next stage, test marketing. This also is a kind of product development and testing kind of thing. Here, in the test marketing, we are going to select a kind of segment in the market, where we see that practically that segment reflects the total population of the market. And I mean to say, all the segments that are there in the market will be just concentrated in a smaller area. Like the people who are there in a particular segment, we call them as the perfect reflection of the total mass of the market. So in that particular area, only like our product will be just released, and that will be practical lab kind of thing, and where the product will be just released there, and we full-fledged marketing will be done, and we just sell to them, and then after making the customers buy the products, and after buying it, we just go for a kind of feedback to all the customers, and making and their feedback, if the gravity of their negatives is more, like we maybe like just making some modifications, and if they say at least major percentage of people are okay with the product, we're going to the next stage, in the commercialization stage, where we just release the product in the entire market. So test marketing will be just done in a particular segment, a small segment of the market, where we see all different customer groups which are there spread across the market. And because in this way, when we select the market for the test marketing, the ideas that we get or the feedback that we get will be generalized, can be generalized, we can understand them in general way. And okay, that's the end of the new product development process. Is simply 8 stage model. And as we discussed, not all the products, even if the companies just go through all these 8 stages very strictly, very religiously, also sometimes will be just welcomed with a failure in the market. Why it happens like that? We are going to see some reasons. Overestimated market. And with they may be expecting, they might have expected kind of huge market for the product, but it's not so in practical, they fail there. And sometimes poor design, sometimes the design also poor. Well, you may ask me a question, when the design is poor, how come the product has gone through all the 7 stages? But it's that some mistakes, what in the management we have seen, we have a quotation like, what is to fail certainly fails. Like whatever it is designed, in fact, it is philosophical in a sense to discuss this. If it is designed in fact to fail, that certainly fails irrespective of uh, the very critical task that you have undertaken to minimize the failure percentage. Whatever you do to all this, through all these management processes, only you can minimize the failure percentage, but you can't avoid the failure. Just keep in mind. So these are all some general reasons why some new products fail. It may be because of overestimated market, or poor design, or incorrect positioning. In positioning process, sometimes we may fail. Like we could not position the product in exactly our position process will not you know be sufficient, or it's underestimation, under designed positioning to catch more number of customers. Error in pricing, sometimes the pricing method or strategy that you have selected is really not reflecting in the market, that's not very practical in the market, so we may lose the market. A poor marketing communication, so you may fail. There are chances for you to fail in the process of communication. Production orientation, cost overrun, sometimes the cost may increase by leaps and bounds, but you can't leapfrog the problems of production. This may be an external barrier. Like sometimes unexpected, unforeseen things may happen in the total designing process, and sometimes that results in failure. And of course, it's not that this is the negative side of the coin, but the positive side of the coin also have to consider. Why do new products succeed? Most of the time, when you consider, when you go through very rigorous marketing or the research process of getting innovation in the product and releasing it to the market, and we should not underestimate our efforts. All the times you'll have good story also to be told, to be sung. And sometimes your product also will be success, not sometimes, most of the times will be your product will be success. Why it is? That may be because of all these reasons. But of course, the success for your new product in the market is just because of the stringent 8 steps that you have gone through very religiously. But apart from that, there may be some other additives, or like some other additions, uh, uh, maybe out of your knowledge, or out of your something like that, or your own efforts or something. Your product may be unique, like you have, it has so much USP, or the product is itself is a unique one and superior product. It is superior to all the products in the market, and well defined product concept. The concept stage, it's been beautifully done, and specific criteria, some other specific criteria which are unexplainable. Maybe they'll crop up and lead to your success. Specific strategic role that you're playing, the product is playing, and all these things. Sometimes all these aspects are out of, there may be any handful of other reasons which will lead to a new product success in the market. So this is what, a small discussion with you for today. uh, that's about new product development process. So we learned what a new product is, and why a new product is, why a new product is to be developed. First of all, let's discuss about this. Why a new product is developed, why a new product is required for the company to get into newer areas of the market, new segments of the market, to become brand leaders, to get more profits, to get customer acceptance, to get more loyal customers, or to get future market scope, or to discourage future competition. For many reasons we can explain. So for many reasons we need to go for new product. And that's all the that too. When you are same right from your entry till so many days or so much of time, products people generally will forget you. So that's even to be in the minds of the customers. Even innovation is required from your side. So all the times, product differentiation is best tool in the marketers' hands, which makes their company still be a player and be a player for a longer period of time. Okay, good day, and we are going to meet, in the next class with some other topic. Thank you.